Hi, my stamping friends. If you don't know me, my name is Oksana with funstamper.com. I just wanted to tell you I miss so many of you. I miss seeing you, miss stamping with you. I definitely miss our live classes. So I decided if you cannot meet live quite yet, so let me just come and see you online. So I'm still be able, hopefully, to communicate with you guys, show you some projects and get you inspired. So what I wanted to do today, I wanted to demonstrate one of the easy cards. I actually sent a few of those last week, and I got some questions how to make it and how easy it is. So I decided I will teach you today. So, and actually you could make this card. It's pretty easy with supplies you already have. So remember cards that I shared a couple days ago and asked you which you think is the best. So many of you said that red one won. So let me demonstrate that one. I will flip you down. Give me 1 second. Don't get too dizzy. So here's the cards I showed you another day, and many of you said, some of you like green a lot. I really like that designer paper, and many of you said that you like red the best. It's interesting because color is not quite red. The color name is called terracotta tile. So it's new, ink color, it was new last year. So it's one of the ink colors that Stampin' Up kind of invent every year to stay fresh and trendy. So this is what we're gonna do. Again, you could use any supplies you have. So it kind of give you a tip. If you have designer series paper, DSP, kind of take the piece you like the most and also look on a cardstock that it's matching that DSP. So that cardstock most likely, could be natural color or something like that. So give me a second to set it up. So could be natural color. All right. So I pick. This is a new called Ornate Garden Designer Series paper. So it's new paper. It's coming in catalog next week. And also what is cool that you could pre-order that particular designer paper and associated things with them right now. I just picked because it's nice, fresh and trendy, and it's something that I didn't really work with, but any designer paper will work. So what we need for this card, a 6x6 piece of paper. Actually, we're gonna trim it a little bit. Half sheet of matching cardstock. And in this case, it's half sheet cut kind of short way. So it's 5.5 by 8.5. And scrap of Whisper White. So let me show you how to do this card quick and easy. So first we're gonna score, and I already scored this particular cardstock. When I create some of the cards, I like to create many of them at the same time, but I will show you. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna score at 1.5, right? And mine's already scored, so I'm not gonna do that. And then you could score at 4.25. So 4.25 is your standard half sheet, and this is 1.5 from a side. So what it's gonna create? It's gonna create this kind of flap, and you're gonna fold it in half and that flap back. So it's nice and kind of easy fold, if you will. Kind of like your Z fold, but just a little bit smaller flap. Then we will take designer series paper, and we will need to cut it at 5.25. So I took 6 also to demonstrate that if you have a smaller paper from Stampin' Up, what is 6x6, you could easily create this card. Or you could create 4 of those cards and still have some leftovers from one sheet of designer paper if you're working with 12x12. So let's cut it 5 1/4. So remember our card is 5 1/2, so 5 1/4, it's slightly smaller one. And so you're gonna do that. You will have leftover, just don't throw it away, we will use it on other project. What I wanted to do this time, because I believe I goofed up other 2 cards, if your paper have a direction, you really want to kind of position it so your design is going, you know, from top to the bottom. Last time I cut it this way, so my flowers kind of were all drooping. So I'll try to make this time correct one. So on a 6-inch side, you will cut at 2 3/4. And then you will cut at 1 1/8. So here is your 1 inch. Maybe I'm gonna go and do it on another side. So 1 inch, and here's 1 1/4. So you'll do a little bit less. So between 1 and 1 1/4. And you're gonna cut it. Whatever left is 2 1/8. You don't need to cut. You don't need to worry. So it's pretty much 2 cuts. Let me put my cup aside. And what you want to do, you want to kind of have them kind of directional, right? So kind of put them together, see pattern. It's kind of will be important for you to see that. Other things that you will need, it's that extra piece of Whisper White. I already cut it. It's 1 3/4 by 5 and 1/4. So see, it's the same kind of. This is how we're gonna be gluing it. Don't worry about dimensionals. I did have like a little cheat sheet, if you will, but I will post dimensionals later in this post on a video and also on my site funstamper.com, so you'll have these measurements. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna glue. Oh, I finally see my friends. I see Stephanie joined and Jean joined. Hi ladies, thank you for coming and joining. What we're gonna do, we're gonna glue it to our cardstock, right? So open your cardstock, and it's gonna be a little bit different the way you're gonna glue. And after you do 1 or 2 times, it will be super easy. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna start with this piece. See this piece that that was left over, 2 1/4 or 1/8. You're gonna glue this one first. And remember, the direction kind of matter. Don't do upside down. Sometimes I like patterns when it doesn't matter how you glue, and it's gonna be perfect. So ladies, see what glue I'm using. I know I like the green Stampin' Up one for other project, but this one, you basically made me addictive to that particular glue. Then we're gonna glue that small piece, and you could see here, it's kind of interesting, right? That flap is much bigger, and this is not quite big. So I think it's a lot of confusion, and I was confused first time for sure. So go ahead and glue this piece, even so it's much smaller than panel, don't worry about it. And now go ahead and glue your Whisper White. So Whisper White, you could see you'll have a little bit of edge. It's all kind of coming as with little, like 1/8 of the distance. All right. So we do that. And now the fun part. Now we're gonna close the card, right? And we're gonna glue this piece to the flap. You could do different way. You could leave a little bit border, so you could have white piece. It doesn't matter. Just even it out. So the trick will be that you wanted to apply your glue just on this piece. And again, this is not my idea. I saw a video probably a couple, maybe a month ago or so, and I really wanted to recreate this fold using different paper. So here you have it. See, when I kind of close the card, see it's how it's kind of become continuous pattern. And just go ahead and crease it, and it's gonna stay this way. And here is your simple fold. Right? So it's, so far we're kind of on the same way. So this card is actually, as you could see here, is a little bit kind of bigger opening. So let's add little something. I like to do tone on tone stamping with some kind of easy background images. So again, the color is terracotta tile. It reminds me of Calypso Coral a little bit. Should have grabbed a piece so you could see if it's different or not. So this stamp set is one of the newer one called Ornate Style. It also has matching dies. It's really pretty for coloring. So far I only use the daisy and this little flower for background stamping. So you're pretty much done. We'll add greeting and little something and you're done. I also find out that it will be nice to have little something white here, and this is where the magic basically happens. So that suite that Stampin' Up has called Ornate Sayings or Ornate Borders. It's a bundle. And happened I like both. I really use a lot of like thank you sayings. I use thank you a lot. But I absolutely loved this one. So look at all those borders. It's particular for borders. And what I like is that many of them you could use your strips of paper. So we have 1/2 inch kind of laying around, 1/4, like this one could be 1/4. This is on 1/2 inch strip is perfect. I think this is like 3/4, you could cut it. So it's a lot of possibilities that you could use to dress up your card. And I sit down and did a lot of those borders kind of to play with them, and just particular for that card. So as you could see, so some of the borders that I played with, and we're gonna use this one today, kind of the same matching card. But this one is cut from 1/2 inch strip that how you have leftovers. So I like to basically come up and cut some stuff, and the same with the shapes. If I need a sentiment, then to figure out which shape to use, I just like to just cut them and have them handy. And even sometime like with this card, I will do, and stitched one is probably my best used die and matching framelits. So I'll kind of cut some of those and have handy. I'll take 2 in case we will. This one I don't even know from where. I think from the Poppy Sentiments, that's the one from a catalog. And a sentiment I actually decided to use today. I'm not gonna do thanks. I actually want to use sentiment. I didn't assemble my paper pumpkin, but I really wanted to use a sentiment from the paper pumpkin. And this, you are amazing. It sounds, I love it. I like this like big, bold image. So let me use that one. And I will do one in a green. I'll try both and see which one I like better. Do I need to put a little silicone? I know many of you ladies, I know Stephanie and Jean, like you guys carry those little silicone pieces to use for photopolymer stamp sets. Stamping first time. Let's hope I like it. Yeah, that's pretty good. And maybe let's just do one in terracotta tile in case we're gonna like other one better. See how I clean my stamp? I wanted to reach out and do another one. So let's just do this one. I bet this could be probably fun if you just do kind of ink it and maybe color with other marker and kind of have a two-tone big stamp. All right, so we are ready to assemble a card and we will be all set. So the border, let's just glue the border. And the easiest for me, and if you don't have that particular die, you could always use just white piece of paper. If you have any other border, or if you have a border punch, it will be equally good to use. I feel that it needs something little bit of white. All right, we're gonna add this one with the dimensionals. And I will just add 3, like 2 on the right side and 1 kind of towards the center. This way it will let me position here. I guess I made choice for myself. Oh well. Probably like green better, but it's too late. You glue it here, and I decided to go with Daisy. I have it punched. Let me curl them really quickly, so it's a small daisy punch. Again, you could probably go ahead and take the designer paper and fussy cut one of the flowers. You know, anything you kind of have, I think it's gonna be really pretty. Just assemble those flowers. I decided to add yellow, and this is it's a new yellow, Bumblebee, I think this is called. Didn't learn the colors quite yet, and it's also the color here. So let's be using matching one. We will take that little daisy. We will add it with dimensionals. Add little bling. Again, any bling you have. I'm gonna use some new bling, but a girl need to have a bling. If you have maybe even some glimmer paper or so, you could punch a circle. We'll do this and add a little bit of ribbon. Again, all this extra stuff is kind of optional. But those cards, you could just do them at pretty much no time. Just little ribbon. You could probably, if we have a leaf punch, it's gonna work. Just something kind of contrast. But I decided I'll use the ribbon. And that's it. What do you think? Here is one with different sentiment. It just sometimes it's interesting how you just add little different sentiment, and even the same paper kind of cut differently. It's having different design. I love those. And yeah, here is 2 other ones. So this is that Bumblebee paper. I actually really like it. It's one of the skinnier borders. See, this is what I was saying. I think I cut it and glue it wrong way. And this is Daisy's. I really like it. It's such a sweet card. Let me show you the cards I made with other designer paper, and you possibly even have it. So it's one of the papers. It's on retired. It's retiring soon. It has all the different like flower patterns on one side and some kind of girly images on another one. It's really, really pretty paper. Cannot just get enough, but I think it's perfect for this card. I did use that paper for Easter cards. So here are the cards we made. another day with my girlfriend. So I just picked matching cardstock to do that. So this one I even didn't do anything kind of embellishment. I just took the piece of designer paper and cut it. This one is a stamp, colored, and a little bit of those faceted gems. And here is a card. So hope you like it. Again, I will post, after I'll post video, I will post dimensionals, and hopefully you will be able to make it. Just let me know which one you like, which one you plan to make. Again, super simple, super easy. I think if you pre-cut and do it, you probably could make a card in 10 minutes. So I really hope you enjoy watching. Let me know, and until next time, thank you very much. Bye.